For decades, oil, a global essential commodity, has been the mainstay of Nigeria's economy.
Thank you.
But all that may soon change for the worse. Senior news executives and other stakeholders under the auspices of the All Nigerian Editors Conference assemble in Asaba, the capital of oil-producing Delta State, to discuss the way out of this potential disaster. The event attracts captains of the media industry. According to the president of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, continued dependence on oil alone spells doom.
What we're here to do at this conference, therefore, is our own contribution to Nigeria's rescue. How can we avoid the imminent doom? For us as a country, it has become imperative. We must envision and evolve a Nigeria beyond oil. Otherwise, we perish.
The federal government is obviously not ignorant of the keg of gunpowder the country's economy is sitting on.
The reforms we're implementing now, the transformation agenda anchored by the president, are aimed at changing the story of a Nigerian economy that is dependent on a monoproduct oil into a multifaceted economy that drives on all engines, fires on all its cylinders in agriculture, in industry, in solid minerals. Everywhere, what the president has done is to change deficits into opportunities. I give you a few examples. Agriculture is one of the key areas that is driving growth now in Nigeria.
The focus of the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan today is to see how he can plan through to reduce the shock that will come between the transition period we're about to face. And I must say that when we talk about this transition period, we are not talking about so many years away. We are talking about a period that had almost started. And that is why more effort is being concentrated on planning, more effort is being concentrated on sharpening up policies, more effort is being concentrated on making sure that we not only simply play to gallery, we get into constructive and substantive development of policies that will reduce the shock from our citizens as the situation unfolds.
A model is offered by the host governor, Dr. Emmanuel Oduan's Delta Beyond Oil initiative, which is already exploring alternatives to oil.
Our agriculture program is driven by a combination of our strategic partnership with big agro-based companies like Obasanjo Farms, and also by our big push strategy of setting up of agro-based processing facilities in fish mills and cassava pellets. These processing facilities are in collaboration with some private investors and the Farmers Association. We are also giving support to our farmers in terms of inputs, subsidies, and by deliberately building infrastructure like roads to farming communities to ease access to markets and movement of their produce. Our industrial program is anchored on setting up special economic zones and construction of industrial parks.
But perhaps the industrialization alternative can best be explained by the president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who is represented by his chief operating officer.
We must really begin to use the petroleum resource to drive industrialization. We must industrialize this country on a fast track. Why? Because it's only with industrialization that you do value addition to various raw materials that we produce in the economy. And anytime you import, you are exporting jobs. So if you manufacture here, you create jobs, you conserve foreign exchange.
The steady reduction of the industrialized world's dependence on oil, coupled with its discovery in several other countries around the world, portends a frightening prospect for Nigeria. A stitch in time will save more than 9. Charles Aruka for Channels Television News.